please.
Hey guys, what is up? It's me, Maddy Love, yo girl, back with another video for you guys. I got this request from one of my friends, Yolanda. Hey Yolanda, love you girl, mom. And she mentioned that I did mention a body worship routine video in my confidence video that I will link right up here. So you could watch this. You could watch this first and then watch that, or vice versa. But either way, watch it. I just finished the routine, and I feel fantastic. Like, this is the best I felt in a while, just because of everything that's happening. Hashtag quarantine. So before I get into this video, I would like you guys to go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bells because I post weekly. The weekly dance. I would also like to plug in my socials, so follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and and like my Facebook page. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So first I'm just gonna go to my Spotify and just go to my Bad Bitch Shower playlist. So this is the playlist that I go to when I want to feel good about myself. I put songs in here that, you know, represent confidence and you know, artists who represent confidence for me. So I just love to put this song on before I start my full-on routine. And then next up, I'm just going to pick out my clothes for after the shower. So I like to pick something that's hugs my curves just nice and shows a lot of skin, because when you see your own skin and you're comfortable with touching it, then you know you can honestly do anything. You're invincible at that point, to be honest. So I'm just picking out some underwear that's like black, mostly as you can see, most of the things in there are black, and I'm also picking out something black. So next, I'm going to be making a DIY body scrub. So I was actually running out of body scrub, so I'm like, hey, why don't you just make it? So I have some left over here, so I'm just gonna add to that. I'm using melted coconut oil, peppermint essential oil, tea tree oil for the vitamin E and aloe vera, and pure granulated sugar. So I pretty much just eyeballed this, but if you want measurements or anything, I would just use about a cup of sugar, maybe a fourth cup of melted coconut oil, and then you can basically just eyeball the tea tree oil and the peppermint oil, because that is exactly what I did. And depending on what kind of consistency you like your body scrubs to be, I like mine to be more runny, if that makes sense, just because I feel like it might go down the drain easier. So I am just adding these oils to make sure that I get kind of more of like a liquidy substance. So I just continue to mix and mix and just keep mixing until everything is nice and thoroughly combined and I'm starting to see the consistency I want. Don't be afraid to either add more sugar or add more oil depending on the consistency that you like. You can see here that I added a little bit more tea tree oil. So I'm just testing out the consistency and it is perfect for me. I love it. So I'm just preparing to hop in the shower. I'm gonna put my hair up into a bun. And these are just all the products that I'm using in the shower. So first I am going to go in and use the DIY body scrub. And then next I use the honey pot to feel real fresh, you know, if you know what I mean, ladies. And then next I use the Dove body wash. This is my favorite of all time. Doesn't matter what scent, I just love them all. I use this body scrub rag. And then I use 2 razors in the shower. This is the Chic, Chic whatever. And this one is a big razor. It's always best to have razors that have more than 4 blades. And then next, I'm just gonna get into, woo, look at that body. Look at that booty, okay? So next I'm just gonna go in and use this Palmer's Cocoa Butter Lotion and just moisturize all over, literally from shoulders to ankles, just all the way down. And when I do this, I basically go way slower than this, and I just like to make sure that I really massage it into my skin, because after the all the body scrub and the shaving and stuff, like my skin is already moisturized from all the oil, but massaging it in with the lotion really secures the moisture and I feel really nice. It's like a nice little self-care thing that I like to do at least once a week. And so I'll massage it. I get off camera so I like to put it on my butt too and my chest, just because, you know, head to toe. We're going head to toe. We go all in. And after that, we are all set. It's time to analyze the body. Let's get it. Let's go. Okay, I was able to use my actual full body mirror, but I'm also going to use this mirror as well. So basically, I'll do a full scan. So, you know, sometimes the one thing that I have the most problem with, or 2 things, is my stomach and my arms. I'm Caribbean, so, you know, the arms are just gonna come, they just come naturally. I feel like, you know, I could be more accepting of them, and I've definitely gotten better at accepting my arms, because, you know, they're like kind of, like from the side they don't look that bad, but when you see them like from this side, it's like, I get super, yeah, when you see them from this side, I get super like, ugh, about it. And then my stomach as well. You don't see it now because Fenty is getting me right. Savage Fenty is getting me right. But, you know, if I were to pull this down, you could see my stomach. You know, I have a little, sorry, I have a little bit of something right here. So, you know, and this is also the time where you just kind of like play around and, you know, be comfortable with touching yourself, just because, you know, it's your body and you only have one. So, you know, if there isn't something that you like, you know, you have the decision to change what you don't like. You always have the decision to do that. Or you can just accept it for what it is. you know. So yeah, I do a full scan. I'll, you know, I basically just kind of touch, I touch my chest, I touch my stomach, I touch my hips, my waist. I like to do this a lot, my waist, because this is like my favorite part of my body, because it's, I basically, I have somewhere between a triangle body shape and an hourglass body shape, or hourglass slash pear slash triangle. So I'm like wider in the shoulders and I'm wider on the hips, but I get smaller in the center where my waist is. So that's one thing that I like. I also, you know, I touch on my thighs. At one point in my life, I just did not like my thighs at all. I just felt like they were too big, you know. Like from here, they don't look too bad. They don't look bad from here. But I feel like once I turn from the side, they get like super, I don't know, weird because they poke out. But I've learned to accept my thighs for what they are, you know. Thick thighs save lives. So there's that. I also, listen, nobody else is going to rub your booty for you. You gotta rub it yourself. You know, unless you do have somebody rubbing your booty. In that case, you know, good for you. But, you know, so I'll, you know, touch on my butt. I touch on my butt, and I like my butt. I mean, you know, it's not like, you know, Instagram model butt where it's like plump everywhere and like, you know, it you know, it blends in smoothly with your back. Like mine doesn't do that. It like, it's kind of, I mean, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but this quarantine is like doing something to my body that I can't explain. I mean, I'm eating regularly. I haven't been eating out, so I guess that helps. But yeah, like I've been drinking nothing but water and tea every night, but that's about it. So yeah, like I'll just do a full scan. And I'll, you know, I'll say what I like out loud about it. So like I said, I'll say, oh, you know, I like my waist. Sometimes I'll, you know, I'll take, I know it sounds so weird, but I'll like take my body and I'll like shape it like, ooh girl, basically. It's so funny. So I'll be like, ooh girl, if you just lose this stomach, you could like, nobody would be able to say anything to me if I actually had the body that I wanted. But don't get me wrong, I love it. I love my body. I only get one, and you know, over the years, I've been taught that this was not okay because I have this, and I have this, and I have these, and you know, over time, I just kind of realized that, you know, I need to just live for myself, and because nobody else is living my life. And so when you come to that realization, you're like, oh, you know, I'm just gonna start loving myself. Because at the end of the day, remember, I said, you are that bitch. I go in the mirror and I say, when I'm doing this body worship routine, I'll say, you are that bitch. You are very cute. You are very beautiful. You're very smart. You got it all. Like, you know? So, I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I wanted to say. Again, it's okay to point out your flaws. So, you know, I pointed out my flaws or things that I didn't necessarily like about my body. But again, you shouldn't dwell on them just because, you know, if it's something that you truly want to change, then you need to go and change it. If it's going to make you happy. Don't change it if you feel like it's going to finally, you know, make people look at you different, or, you know, it's got to be for you. So, but if you do point out one of your flaws and you don't necessarily know exactly how you feel about it, you know, do some extra touching. You know, sometimes I like to, you know, jiggle my stomach. Sometimes I like to jiggle my stomach or flap my arms, or, you know, I like to manually twerk, you know, manually. So I like move my butt around, and the more I do that, the more I start to realize, like, it's not that bad, you know? It's literally just flesh and fat underneath, and, you know, at the end of the day, I'm happy with it. So that is my hold on. Ooh, I feel like this is like editorial type, or I need to be taking Instagram pictures, like. Ooh, hold on. Oh, okay. So with that being said, I feel like I should film it proper. No. I'm gonna do it right here. So with that being said, I love each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for being really patient with me. Right now is just a very crazy time. It's kind of hard to, it's still hard to process everything that's going on, but I'm taking one day at a time, and, you know, I'm just excited to be pumping out content again for y'all. You know, I got some clothes, so I'll be doing a haul for you guys next week, and yeah. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Girl was poison, ayy. But luckily I was a fire type. Had to torch that chick before she blazed my kids. She got a couple demons, I can't let them in.